Hello there, my name is Rundala and welcome back to Central Iowa Wildlands. We have quite a bit to showcase since the first episode, as today we are exploring the completed Blank Discovery Center. This area of the park highlights a few of our smaller friends, including some new ones from the recent Zookeeper's Animal Pack. We also have a brief view of Aquatic Adventures' newest residents, the Asian small-clawed otters. Let's get this tour started. And remember, if you like what you're seeing here today, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, leave me a like and a comment, and tell me what you like and what I can do better. I appreciate all your feedback and all your support throughout this. Alright, so here we are at the beginning of where the path to the Discovery Center leads. So I kind of showed a little bit of the beginning path as I was starting to build this during the first episode. It's been a little bit since I recorded that episode, of course. So now I've actually got quite a bit built up and ready to show off. I did reduce my guest number down to about 1,500. I usually leave it uncapped when I'm playing on my own, but I knew that it was going to cause some video trouble, so I went ahead and reduced the amount. Also makes it a little less crowded. I do use some smaller paths along the way here. So this is the Blank Discovery Center. A lot of the idea behind this Discovery Center is based off of Blank Park Zoo's Discovery Center. Of course, not built quite the same way, but it does share some similar species, as much as I can do with base game Planet Zoo. And by that I mean non-modded Planet Zoo. So there is also some other creative liberties that I've taken, though they kind of like the highlight animal is going to be our red pandas here, which have this indoor-outdoor habitat that I've constructed. I really am a fan of this one. Because Blank Park, they have a really nice habitat for these guys. It's a little bit smaller than you would think, which for their size in real life is perfect. Of course, the game has a little bit of a different standard for it. And I like to build bigger habitats anyways. So this is the outdoor portion. That climbing is all custom done on here. And I have quite a few in there. I might have an outsider, but they usually don't have any trouble, so I'm going to leave it be. And then as you enter in through here, you kind of start hitting the indoor part of the Discovery Center. Go ahead and move up this way. And then the first thing you're actually greeted by is the indoor portion of the red panda habitat. This one's a little more simplified, but I did do a lot with the rock work on this part of it. There's some trees and stuff inside too. So the main focus is on the outer part of the habitat. And then underneath of us is actually where the staff gate is. That's why you may have noticed that sudden stop right there. It's just because of the weird thing that Pathin does when you overlap it. So I just take a little shortcut here. And it lets me through. There we go. And then I still got to get the images on these boards and stuff. I haven't got that far yet. One of these days I'm going to sit down and just do a graphic overhaul on everything. First exhibit you come across is going to be the Malaysian leaf insect. I saw one of them earlier, but they are hard to find. Their camouflage works a little too well in this game. So we're not going to spend too much time trying to find the little buggers. Whoops. However, you can see here, like, I did a lot to dress up the actual exhibit box itself. I actually made use of one of the facades that you use for the shops right here. And then I also did a lot of rock work and stuff around that, so it kind of blends in better, and it makes it feel smaller than it actually is. You'll see I did that with a few other ones around here. Got a little misty as you kind of hit this middle part. And then, I don't remember which tarantula I had here. I think it was the pink salmon tarantula. That didn't work. The Brazilian salmon pink tarantula, that's what I thought. Once again, they're going to be a little hard to see. I'm not going to spend too much time looking. I know some people probably have arachnophobia. I do as well to an extent, but I've gotten better with it over time. Plus, behind glass, they are just fine with me. So yeah, we got them there, and once again, I did a lot of cover-up work. I found using some of the faux rock stones and whatnot, and just kind of blend them in with the actual big pieces, makes it look really textured and really nice, and then I got the strangler fig roots as well. My favorite of the exhibit boxes along here is probably going to be this one here for the centipedes. I gave this one a bit more of the tall but thin look to it. And these guys are a little easier to spot, usually. It seems none of my insect friends want to come out to play today. Oh, there we are. There's one. I usually keep enough to keep breeding pairs in here, and then I turn the management on. Case in point, the Malaysian leaf insects. I keep getting tongue-tied on that one. Needless to say, with that one, I typically will put about 5 or 6 in there because of how quickly they pass on. So it just makes sure the population sustains. And now as we get here, so when I first started building the Discovery Center, this was right before the Zookeeper's Pack was announced, and when they showed that little hint that the Palace Cat was going to be one of them, I knew I was going to want it in the Discovery Center, so I actually built this habitat ahead of time. So that's what we got in here is a Palace Cat. A little bit of a spoiler, if you saw the intro to this, there was that orange one that I had, but unfortunately, since I've recorded that intro and this actual video, he has passed away, or she has passed away, rather. So I'm down to just regular ones again, because I couldn't find another one sandbox. But I did a bit of a long habitat, long, narrow. And of course, I got their burrow, which they spent a lot of time in. But I gave like the larger window right here with the rockwork coming up. Where are you guys? There we are. There's one. I absolutely love these guys. They're probably, between them and the African Spirit Tortoise, they are definitely my top favorites of the pack. I in general liked a lot of what they added to that pack. I've only played with a handful of them so far outside of playing the campaign scenario. I did get through that one to get the gold tortoise statue because I really wanted that one. Where are you running off to? There he is. Oh, they're just so cute. Watching them play fight and whatnot just makes me happy every time as well. And I think one of them's pregnant, so I should have some kittens coming along here soon. You turn over to the left here. Don't mind the freeze up. This is a little bit of a decorative area that I did. There's no habitat in here, but I want to have some fun with some of the nature. This is Central Iowa Wildlands, so nature is a big focus in my park. So I actually had some fun because I was able to put the mushrooms in here, which I don't think I've ever used prior to this. I've never had a good way to use them, but I was like, you know, with all the colors and whatnot, it would look really good right here. And sure enough, it did. And all this is also lit up at night. I'll probably run back through and do some semantics towards the end of the video because this and the upcoming Batcave that you can see right there all light up. And I definitely want to show off the Batcave because I'm proud of how that one lit up. So as you get in closer over here, as you can see, I gave the option for the window view or the walkthrough. So we'll look at the window first, and then we'll actually go ahead and walk through it. Because there's also the cockroaches over there, so I'll show them off real quick. So I had a lot of fun putting this together. I made a little more obscure on the windows, so you have to look in there a little bit. I got the glowing eyes on there for a little extra emphasis. Basically, when I built this part of the Discovery Center, I got to have some Twilight pieces that I don't use very often. And you can see like the lights up there. I've got them set to shades of purple and whatnot to kind of give that night vibe, which I will again show off. I may actually flip it tonight here in a second when we go in there. The aforementioned cockroaches over there, there's one right there actually. I made that one a real low view window, not much to see there because, let's be honest, in a real habitat for these, they would not be very visible anyways. There wouldn't be this big giant 4x4 box. Which I agree with a lot of people on the fact that I wish we had more than just those boxes, but I know how to make use of them to make them look smaller. Watch a lot of ZHS plays, and I've seen how he does, and that inspired a lot of those kind of designs in my builds. Anyways, let's jump into the cave, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and flip it to night, so I can show how this looks at night, because I'm really proud of this one. So when you come in, this is what you're greeted with. And I just love how it looks. I made it look a little bit bigger than what the box actually is, so it doesn't feel like it's just a cramped corridor like it can be with the walkthrough habitats. If you listen close, you can hear all the bats going off right now. And then you can see also like the glow and stuff on the window. So yeah, I'm just really happy with how that turned out. Alright, as I come back through, I'm going to turn it back to daytime. Brace your eyes. Oh, that gets me every time. Even with glasses on, that gets me. And then as you kind of circle back around over here, because the walkthrough has to go both ways, of course. This is phase 2 of the Discovery Center, the greenhouse. So this is kind of like where it goes from being like that more cave area and whatnot to being more open area, full, well, greenhouse. And right to the left here, you're greeted by our greater flamingos, which they do have an outer portion, which I will swing around to when I get to the other exit. This is kind of the inside part, and it goes all the way down on the side here. And you're greeted with their little mini pool inside, and it wraps all the way behind where the terrapins are. But first, we gotta go this way, because the main reason for the greenhouse was I wanted to put the butterflies in. We do have all 5 species across 2 different habitats in here. Of course, built to make it look like it's all open air, so they're just free roaming, essentially. Not sure how well that worked with flamingos, but hey, it's a game. I don't gotta worry about that much. I'm not going for the full realism approach anyways, I'm kind of just going for the creative aesthetic and having some fun building. So yeah, you can see a couple of different species already right there, and they're all floating around. I think I usually keep about... I don't even remember how many of each I keep at one time. There's enough where these guys are counting for probably close to 200 of the animals in the park right now. You can circle around, same kind of thing right here. You actually get a view of where the desert dome is that I'm currently working on right now. That's probably going to be the next video here in a couple weeks. Depends on how quickly I can get that finished up. I've been in a real big building groove with it, and I started kind of the North America area of this as well. So I'm kind of focused on the desert dome right now, so that's kind of my next project to get done. And then right here, I mentioned these guys earlier, but of course I had to add them in, is our African spurred tortoises. These guys, again, like the Palace Cat, these guys are absolutely amazing. The detailing on these guys just makes me so happy, and they've always been a favorite of mine in-game. Like, especially back in the Zoo Tycoon days, I used to build for them all the time in the Galapagos tortoises. So when I saw that we were getting the African spurred tortoise, I was very happy that we had another, like, habitat tortoise species, and a smaller one nonetheless to build for. These guys are actually really easy to build for, and they recently, in one of the update patches, they actually added the desert capability to them, which I'm glad they did. I thought that was weird that got left out. Alright. Circle around over here, there's just like a little concession stand thing. I'm still doing a little bit of detail into this, but I'm not really sure what I want to do with it right now. I just kind of made a basic counter for some water and stuff like that. The new marquee pieces we got with the Zookeeper's pack came in handy here because it just makes it look like a quick pop-up counter. So I actually really like that. Not much to say about the benches right there. This is kind of meant to be like a little like outpost type deal, just containing some frog species and whatnot. I use the bear and tiger statues just to kind of add some more detail here in the fountains, which if we circle back to this thing real quick, you can see why I like how this looks. Like, it just looks like everything's overgrown and whatnot. It's just beautiful. This is the kind of building that I love to do right here. I'm not good at building like city zoos and stuff like that. I'm all about nature when I build. So first off, we got the red-eyed tree frogs. Once again, kind of making the habitats a little bit smaller than they are. I just kind of did like half windows out of these. Alright, you guys are usually easier to find. Where are you? Hello? Anybody? Oh, I might have to make some schematics just for these guys. I can't see them either. Frogs are so darn small, it's no surprise. Oop. Off the path. Maybe I should have put a rail there. I do see the golden poison frog, which we're actually about to get a talk for here in a minute. There's that little guy. The conservation pack really was nice for this kind of thing, because like those blind slats are wonderful to build with. Makes the window not look so giant to me. Sorry, I just wanted to see what that notification was. Looks like I'm losing a penguin. And then I got the layman's frogs right here, which these guys are visible, thankfully. They're so bright that they're easy to see. And I just have a hose there implying that like the plants have been watered and stuff like that. I thought I had a tap there, but I must not have. So that just circles around. Behind the African spurred tortoise, I missed this when we were circling their habitat, but we actually have the Herman's tortoise right here. Oh, what in the world? Who did that? Come on, guys. I'm telling you, the animals are outside the cages, not in. Anywho, let's see where our friends are at. There they are, they're in the back today. They are just so cute. I like that these guys actually do move around to a degree as well. I haven't seen them do it the last couple times I've looked over at them, but I know for a fact they do move around. I got this one built so it's like right on the back of the habitat. And you can kind of see like where I've got the rockwork and the grass from the spurred tortoise habitat. Kind of meant to link them together. And then because Blank Park in recent years, they've acquired axolotls and whatnot in an effort to expand their Discovery Center, so I knew I had to add them somewhere. Kind of forgot about them for a second, so I ended up building more of an external building type look, but I really played into like some of that nature with the bark and whatnot, and again the conservation pieces. And it came out pretty convincing, I think. I got up on that little ledge there too, so there's a little bit of a height difference. Once again, we're gonna have a hard time seeing these guys, I'm sure. Oh, never mind. There's one. Usually got two in here, and I think I got both of like the naturally occurring ones, not the albino ones. Oh, I actually see the other one right there too. Alright, we got both of them. I'll take it. And then that's the other end of the flamingos. The last thing I got to show in here is going to be the terrapins. Once again, this is a Blank Park base as well, because they did a revamp. They, not revamp, I guess, but like they got terrapins a couple years ago. And then when they got them, they actually had to build a habitat. And they built one that was like 2 tanks, and then they had like a middle ground area that was kind of like a basking area. So I rebuilt that using 2 habitats here, or 2 exhibit boxes. And then added like the lamp, the eggs, and whatnot, just to kind of give it the full feel. Getting the sand color right was a bit of a pain, but I'm happy with how that turned out. Now where's our terrapin friends at? At least we'll see them. Maybe the other side? Oh, there we go. There's one. Hi, buddy. There should be some in both sides. I've not seen them go empty. I usually keep an eye on my exhibit boxes, but I also have the population management on. So right here is going to be that entrance way back out. We see our flamingo friends right there, and then I'm going to real quick circle around to the outdoor portion of the flamingos, and that pretty much wraps up the Discovery Center. So this is the outdoor part. Once again, not playing for full realism or anything like that, so I'm sure in real life those flamingos could probably find a way over that fence, but I've seen a lot lower fences in zoos too. I think they just don't worry about flamingos that much because they tend to mind their own business. But a lot of times they come out here to this main forage pool and whatnot. I have seen the whole group come out here, and I got the rock fountain right there for them. Just, yeah, like, from where it's at, it's like kind of right in the corner of the Discovery Center, and I was able to do a lot of natural coverage in the back. It's just a nice little focal point right there. And as you can see, that stretches along, and that leads kind of into the next couple areas over there. So yeah, that's what I got for the Discovery Center. I'm going to go ahead and get into my end credit scene, and maybe we'll see what we got from there. I'm going to do some night clips as well, so you can see what this whole area looks like at nighttime. Well, there we have it. Blank Discovery Center is complete. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the area. I had a lot of fun putting this section together, and I'm quite pleased with the end result. The next episode, as I mentioned previously, will be for the Desert Dome once I've completed it, and after that, we will likely venture to North America section that I started working on previously. Got a lot of good stuff done there, so I can't wait to show that section off, but the Desert Dome definitely comes first. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps my channel grow so I can keep putting content out for you. Rock on, love wildlife, I'll see you next time.